Hi, welcome back to the Wheel of Life home retreat.
欢迎大家回来，生命之轮，然后在家中的线上进修营。
Today, my translator is Allison Joe. Thank you for coming.
今天我的翻译是周小平，谢谢你。
Session 14 is called Contact with the Outside.
第14堂课的主题叫做与外界的接触。
And the image we're using is a bunch of kids looking out a window with a telescope.
我们选的图片呢，就是一群孩子透过窗户，用一个望远镜，然后透过窗户往外看。
And this kind of represents all the parts of your mind,
它有点象征着就是你意识的所有的部分。
making their first contact with the outside.
他们首次与外界接触。
So, where have we come in the Wheel of Life so far?
然后我们生命之轮讲到哪里呢？
We had link number 1.
我们有第一支，
You misunderstand your husband. You say, I didn't do anything. He yelled at me.
第一环，然后你误解了你的先生，你就说我什么都没做，他就骂我。
Then step number 2,
第二步，
you make karma because you don't understand him.
你因为不理解他，你就造下了业力。
And you say, I'm not stupid. You're stupid.
你就说不是我蠢，你才蠢。
Then that karma is impressed onto the mind.
然后那个业力就会在意识里留下印记，
You carry that mind to your next life.
你就带着这个意识去到下一
It
辈子，
enters the womb.
然后进入到子宫当中。
It enters the blood and the semen. In Tibetan, it's called the blood and the semen.
然后呢，在藏文当中，它叫做血跟精。
And I've been calling it menstrual blood and semen.
然后呢，我把它叫做精子跟血液。
But of course, we understand now that we have microscopes
当然，我们现在可以明白，因为现在我们有显微镜，
that it's really the semen and the seed of the mother which is in the blood. Okay.
实际发生的是就是精子跟卵子结合。
Okay. Then the mind enters those substances.
然后呢，意识就进入到那一个物质当中。
At link number 3, which is called consciousness, and it's the monkey entering the womb. At link number 3, which is called consciousness, but it's the monkey entering the womb.
然后呢，第三环就是觉知，然后呢，它的图片就是那个猴子进入到胎中。
Now, and then we talked already about link number 4,
然后呢，我们已经讲到了第4环，
which is basically your body and your mind developing inside the womb.
就是你的身体跟意识就在子宫里当中发育。
And now we reached link number 5.
现在我们讲到第5环，
Don't forget why we are learning all of these links.
不要忘记我们为什么要学习所有这些环。
These are the steps in the process that trigger each other. Tuk, 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 tuk.
这些就是所有的步骤，就是一步都会引发下一步，
And they're how we get in trouble.
以及我们是如何陷入麻烦当中的。
If you're in this wheel,
如果你在这个轮当中，
you are having trouble in your life.
你在生活当中就有麻烦，
You will live, you will die.
你就会活着，然后死亡。
And the goal of learning all these links
学习所有这一些环的目标呢，
is to learn how to stop them.
就是学会如何停止，
It doesn't mean we disappear.
不是说我们就消失了。
Nirvana doesn't mean you disappear.
涅槃不是说你就消失了，
It just means your life changes
意思就是你生命发生改变，
into a perfect life where you cannot die, you cannot get old.
你会进入一个完美的生命当中，你不会变老，也不会死亡。
Okay, so we reached link number 5.
所以我们讲到了第5环，
In Tibetan, it's called Ngapakeche.
在藏文当中叫做 Ngapakche，
And what it means is the
意思是
doors of sense.
就是根识。
Let's go to the text.
然后我们进入到文本当中。
Ngapakeche kitendani. So what is the link that we call number 5?
然后第5支我们叫做什么呢？
And these are the organs of sense.
它就是我们的根。
Mikna soki keje trupane sung. So this link goes from the time that your instruments for experiencing the world are developing, like your eye and your ear.
然后呢，这一环当中讲的就是说你的感官已经开始形成，比方说你的眼睛、耳朵，
So it's like the Heart Sutra.
就像《心经》里讲的，
Migme name name cheme numi misume. Okay. Something like that. I don't know.
眼耳鼻舌身意。
Yeah. Go the eye,
从眼睛开始，
ears,
耳、
nose,
鼻、
tongue,
舌、
skin,
身、
and then mind.
意识。
Your mind is also one of your sense organs.
所以你的意识也是你的感官之一。
Okay, so he says six sense organs here.
所以这里讲到了6根。
So once you have an eye,
一旦你有了眼睛，
you can start to experience the outside world.
你就可以开始感知外在的世界。
That experience begins when the eye meets the object, meets the mind behind the eye. Those three things.
当眼睛触碰到就是对象，以及眼睛触碰到对象眼睛后面的意识的时候，
So far, we aren't yet able to experience the details of the object.
现在我们还不能直接感受到这个对象的一些细节。
We do have an eye, we do have a nose, we do have an ear,
我们的确是有眼、耳、鼻，
but they are like empty houses.
但就像空的屋子一样。
And that's the image in the link here.
这就是在这一环当中的一个图像，
Nobody's looking out the window yet.
就还没有人从窗户往外看。
So first, those sense faculties have to develop.
所以这些感官一定要先形成，
And then you can look out through them.
然后你可以从这些感官往外看。
Okay. Luta yiki waboni meme bakabne yopasun. It is stated that even from the time that your consciousness enters that messy blood and semen,
哪怕你的觉知进入触碰到那一些精血的时候，
you don't yet have eyes, for example.
那时其实你还没有眼睛。比方说，
But traditionally, they say
但是传统当中会认为，
from that first few minutes inside your mom,
在你母亲体内的头几分钟，
when your mind enters those liquids,
当你的意识进入到那些液体当中，
you do have the sense power of thought.
你的确是有意这个感官。
And you do have a kind of skin. It's just scum right now.
然后呢，你的确是还有一些皮肤的。
Juki tabur kam o mani so mingsu ki tenda dan kechi ki tenda chikcha to tu. Now, there's a kind of special kind of birth in Buddhism.
在佛教当中有特别的一种出生方式，
And certain special people are just born in a second, complete inside a lotus, for example.
少数一些特别人可能就马上就立刻完整的出生了，比方说从莲花当中出生，
Like this big.
就像这么大，
And then in 1 second, they're like, pop, and they're a whole person.
然后一瞬间就爆，然后已经是完整的一个人了。
So those in the lower two realms, desire realm and form realm,
所以在比较低的2界当中，欲界跟色界当中，
they say that the name and form, the two parts of body and mind in the womb,
他们就讲名色，就是two parts of body and mind，
the two parts, body and mind, inside the womb.
就是身体跟意识在子宫当中，
And this link, which is number 5, link number 5,
就是第5环，
your sense organs.
就是你的这些感官。
If you are born like miraculously,
如果你是化生的话，就奇迹的出生的
those all
话，
happen at the same time.
这些全部会同一瞬间发生，
So there's no distinction that the body in the womb and the body outside the womb.
所以就不会区分说在子宫里的身体，在外面的身体是没有区别的。
Sugmela mingi tenda dan yiki kechi ki tenda tamle suk dan kechi suk jangai tenda me. And when you're talking about a person who's being born into the formless realm,
当你讲到出生在无色界里的人，
they don't have the name of name and form because the name, I'm sorry, they don't have the form part. They just have the name part, just the mental part.
他们没有色的这一部分，他们只有名，只有意识的这一部分。
Yiki keche ki tenda, and they have the sense organ of the thought,
他们有意，
but they don't have the other 5, the eyes. the
但没
ears.
有其他的眼、耳、鼻、舌、身。
Okay, and so that finishes his presentation of the sense organs.
他就讲完了第5环，就是讲感官的部分。
Ngapa keche.
Napa Keche 部分
Yeah, the buffet of number 5.
就是第5部分
Tiu buffet.
，Number 5。
Okay, link number 6 we've reached.
我们讲到第六环第六支
which is called contact.
叫做触。
And here's the description. It's not very long. By the way, the image is a man touching a woman.
然后这里的图像呢是一个男士跟女士的接触，
And this link does not refer to sex or something like that.
这里指的不是性，
It's a different kind of contact.
它是另外一种接触，
So the painting is just a metaphor.
所以的画只是一个比喻。
Okay, so Drupa Repani, link number 6,
所以第六环
is called contact.
叫做接触。
So now the sense organs have formed,
所以现在这些感官已经形成了，
and three things make contact.
然后3样东西有接触。
Okay, here's your eye, for example,
比方说，这是你的眼睛，
the eye power.
就是眼的力
Then
量。
here's a red apple.
比方说，这个是红苹果，
And then here's the awareness of the red apple.
这个是对红苹果的一个觉知。
So when the eye sees the red
当眼睛看到红色，
and the mind is aware of the red,
然后呢，意识感知到红色，
when these three make contact,
当这3个接触的时候，
we call it contact.
我们就把它叫做触。
Okay, so here in the text it says,
所以在文本当中有提到，
Yu Wambo Namshesum Te. The object, the red apple,
就这个对境对象红苹果，
the sense power, the eye,
然后呢眼，
and the awareness of the red apple,
然后对红苹果的一个觉知，
they meet each other,
他们就相遇了，
and that's called contact.
这叫做触。
Okay, after contact,
接触之后呢，
then how should we say? By the way, during contact, sorry.
抱歉，在接触的过程当中，
Let's change that. That contact up to the time that you are able to distinguish.
就是在你能够区分之前的那些接触，
Oh, this is something nice. This is not something nice.
就你分别说这个是好的，那个是不大好的，
That period of contact has been made,
就是在接触发生的那个阶段里。
but you're not feeling anything yet.
但是呢，你什么都还没有感受到，
That link is called number 6,
这一环就叫第六环
contact.
触，
Okay, now that causes number 7,
那就引发了第7环，
link number 7,
第7环
which is called Dumba Tsorwa.
叫敦巴佐瓦，
Dumba means link number 7.
敦巴就是第7环，
Tsorwa means feelings.
佐瓦的意思有感受、受，
Here's the definition.
这里是定义。
Dumba Tsorwa ni
敦巴佐瓦尼
Rekpe kenki Tsorwa deduk tangyam sumchiri kewate. Because the mind and the sense power and the object make contact.
因为就是我们的意识，然后6根跟对象都接触了，
Then you can start to say, oh, I like apples or I'm allergic to apples.
然后你就可以开始说啊，我喜欢苹果，或者说我对苹果过敏，
And you can feel happy or you can feel sad.
你就可以感觉开心或感觉伤心，
And that's called feeling.
这种叫感受。
The traditional picture
传统的一个图片
is a very terrible kind of feeling that the man has an arrow in his eye.
然后传统图片是有点恐怖的，就是一个人眼睛插着一把剑，
And it's just an extreme example
它是一个比较极端的例子，
of feeling.
就对感受的一个极端的
Of
例
course,
子。
he's feeling intense pain.
当然，他感受一种很强烈的痛苦。
Now, what kinds of feeling are there?
然后这里有什么感受呢
De duk tangyom.
？That do 当用
De means a nice feeling.
，that 意思就是好的感受
Duk means dungel means pain.
，do 央的意思就是痛苦，
Tangyom means I don't feel good, I don't feel bad.
当用的意思就是感觉不好也不坏，
Just neutral feeling.
只是中性的感觉。
Chiri gewate. As soon as there's contact,
距离 g e 的意思就是当他们一接触的时候，
one of those feelings will come up.
其中一种感受就会出来。
Now, usually we would say, how are you feeling?
通常我们会问说：“哎，你感觉怎么样
And I don't know, in English we say, oh, well, I'm not feeling anything right now.
英文当中你会说：“哎呀，我现在没什么感觉啊，
I don't enjoy this thing.
我也不喜欢，
I don't dislike this thing.
我没有不喜欢，
I'm just kind of not feeling anything right now.
我现在就没有感觉到任何东西。”
But in Buddhist philosophy,
但是在佛教当中，
you are always feeling something.
你肯定一直都有感受到什么。
The feeling might be neutral,
这种感受可能是中性的，
but you are still having a feeling.
但是你仍然是有感受的。
Once there's contact with the outside world,
一旦他们跟外界产生接触的时候，
or even hearing your own thoughts,
或是只是听见自己的念头，
you will start to feel something.
你就会开始有一些感受产生。
And one of the kinds of suffering in this world
在这个世界当中的其中一种痛
is
苦，
that you cannot turn those feelings on.
就是你没办法停止那些感受。
When I first started to teach in New York, maybe 35 years ago,
大约35年前，当我开始在纽约教书的时候，
I used to interview every student.
我以前每个学员我都会面试他，
And I didn't have time. I used to interview them because I was working full time at the diamond business.
我其实是没时间的，因为我当时在钻石生意是做全职的，
So I would meet people at lunchtime.
所以我就只好吃饭的时候见人。
And I distinctly remember meeting this person.
我还记得我遇见一个人，
It was on Fifth Avenue.
是在第5大道上，
And we had lunch
我
together.
们一起吃饭。
And I said, well, what do you do for a living?
我就问他说：“哎，你是靠什么生活的呀
And he said, I steal things. I'm a robber.？”
他说：“我是小偷，我靠偷东西为生。
Then suddenly I got nervous. I'm like holding my phone. ”
然后突然间我就
I'm like-
紧张，我就拿好自己的手机。
Oh, really?
哦，真的呀？
Yeah, I steal things. I break into people's houses.
是啊，我就偷偷潜入别人家里偷东西。
Yeah, I'm surprised. I said, well, why do you do that?
然后我就很意外，说：“你为什么要偷啊
He said, I'm heroin addict.？”
他说：“我是吸海洛因。
Then I was like, what?”
我说：“什么
He said, I'm a heroin addict. I shoot heroin. I need money.？”
他说：“我对海洛因上瘾，所以我必须吸食海洛因，我就需要钱。
Then I'm thinking, oh, this guy cannot come into our school. He will steal everything. ”
我就想，这个人不能来参加我们的学校的学习，他会把什么东西都偷了。
But something came in my mind.
但是我有一些想法就出现了，
I said, well, I never tried heroin.
我就说：“哎呀，我从来没用过海洛因。
I said, why do you do that? Why did you take heroin?”
我就问他说：“你为什么要吸食海洛因呢
He said, I want to stop feeling things.？”
他说：“我想停止对事物的感受。
I don't care a good feeling and bad feeling. I don't want any feeling.
他说：“我不在乎是好的感受还不好的感受，我就不想感受。
So I don't want to kill myself
那我也不想自杀，
because I'm afraid I don't know what will happen.
因为我担心死后不知道会发生什么。
But I'm tired of feeling things.
但是我已经厌倦了去感受事物
It's
了，
too much for me.
对我来讲太强了。
Just after I take the heroin,
然后当我吸食完海洛因之后，
then for an hour, 2 hours, I don't feel anything.
1-2个小时之后，我就什么感觉都没有。
Actually, so what we have to say according to this, he is feeling things.
但实际上，根据这个经典所记载，他也在有感受啊。
It's neutral feeling.
他感受的是中性的感受，
And we are always feeling.
我们总是一直在感受，
And that's one of the sufferings of the wheel of life.
这是生命之轮当中的其中一种痛苦，
You cannot stop feeling.
就是你没办法停止感受。
My little brother committed suicide.
我的弟弟自杀了，
He was very intelligent
他是非常聪明的，
and he was strong and handsome, 20 years old.
然后是很强壮的，很帅，20多岁的时候。
But he said, I just want to stop the feeling.
但是他就说，我就想停止这些感
And
受了，
he killed himself.
就自杀了。
Now, unfortunately,
很不幸的，
in the wheel of life,
在生命之轮当中，
even if you shoot the brain, which he did,
哪怕你自杀了，对着枪自杀了，他是这样做的，
you cannot stop the life.
就是你也没法停止生命，
The mind is still alive.
意识仍然存活，
The mind will not die.
意识不会死亡，
And the mind will go to another place.
意识会去到下一个地方，
And it will go through another circles and you will have feeling. It won't stop for 1 second.
然后他会开始另外一个循环，一刻都不会停止。
So we need to find another way out of the wheel.
所以我们必须要找到另外一个从生命之轮出来的方式。
And that's why we are studying the wheel.
这就是为什么我们再来学习生命之轮。
So we'll see you again in session 15.
所以我们要在第15堂课再跟大家相见。
We're going to find out.
我们要来发现，
So after you plant the seed,
当你种下种子之后，
what makes the seed to start growing?
是什么？star or stop？
start.
当你种下种子之后，是什么让种子开始成
And
长？
we're going to talk about that in session 15.
所以我们要在第15堂课开始讲，
See you then.
到时见。